Today I'm going to be teaching you how to tap dance. So I'm going to start by teaching the basic moves of tap dance, and then we'll move on to combinations or drills you can practice to help you keep time better. So the first step I'm going to be teaching is a paradiddle. Some people call this a paddle roll. I grew up with it being called a paradiddle, so that's what I call it, and this is what it looks like. And then when you put multiple paradiddles together, it looks and sounds like this. So to start this step, it starts with a heel dig, then it's followed by a brush back, toe, and then a heel. So it goes. And on the left side, heel, spank, toe, heel. Once you master them slow, you can speed them up. So the next step is called the flap, and this is what it looks and sounds like. And when you do multiple flaps together, it sounds like this. To do this step, it's just a brush forward with your toe, and then a toe stamp. So you want to brush the floor and stamp. The next step is called a shuffle. It's similar to a flap, but you don't stamp your toe. You brush forward and then brush back. You can do a front shuffle, a side shuffle, or a back shuffle. And it's just a matter of turning your hips out and turning your foot. Also, you can do a shuffle behind your leg. Oh, I can't. Next step is a little more advanced. It's called a wing. So to do a wing, you want to think about scraping from the side of your foot out, like you're wiping something off the side of your shoe. And so that's the first move of a wing. Both your feet do that in the air or from the ground, like that. To start learning wings, you can practice just that movement, which is the first step of a wing. So you start high on your toes, plie or bend down a little, and just flick out, and then land back together. The second step of a wing is brushing back in to your center and then landing it. So it goes. So if you're just learning this step, I recommend practicing that over and over, and make sure that your ankles are really loose and stretched before you practice this step. You can do that by just rolling them out, using a TheraBand, whatever you want. And once you feel confident enough to try it, you can use a ballet bar, hold on to it, or you can use a wall or a person. So you're going to hold on to the bar or the wall and let it support you so that you don't fall, and then go high on your toes, brush out, brush in, and land. And then once you're confident enough doing it with a bar or an object to support you, you can try it off the bar. Okay, so the next step is a pullback. I'll teach a pullback and then a double pullback. So this is what a pullback looks like. What your feet are doing is they're both going at the same time. They're brushing back and landing. So you want to start in a plie with your legs bent. Think about going up and back. Once you've mastered that, you can learn a double pullback, which looks and sounds like this. So that's basically the same thing as a pullback, except your legs or your feet are going at different times. So to do a right double pullback, your right foot goes first, goes brush, then your left brushes, your right lands and then your left lands. So you start in a plie, push up, and think about moving backwards as you lift your legs and brush. The next step is a toe stand, but it's a syncopated one, so it sounds like this. You go toe, toe, land, land. So before you should attempt this move, you should have a pretty good toe stand, which looks like this. In order to get a good toe stand, you need to have strong ankles. I can't remember exactly how I got my toe stand. I think I've just practiced a lot on a ballet bar, so leaning and then holding myself. Once you get a good toe stand, you can move on to the syncopated one. I'm not sure if there's a technical name for this, but I'm just calling it a syncopated toe stand. So it's a quick step. You can do it slowly. If you do it slowly, it'll look like and sound like this. When you do it quicker and you speed it up, you barely put any weight on your toes when you're up in the toe stand. You just kind of tap them. So. I'm going to move on to combinations or exercises you can do to help you keep time. So I'm going to be using a metronome. And I just got like a metronome app on my phone. You should always use a metronome to help you learn new steps. So I'm going to use a metronome to do a paradiddle and show you how that should sound, because there's supposed to be an equal amount of time between each sound when you do a paradiddle. So when you do a paradiddle with a metronome, each sound is on a beat. So it'll sound like. So once you can practice a paradiddle or any other type of step with a metronome, you can speed up the metronome to learn how to do the step faster. So if I speed this up, you can also work on different time signatures, which is helpful with the metronome, especially if you have a dance in like 3/4 or something. So that's speeding it up, and then you can So at a tempo of 500, this is what paradiddles would sound like. So I'm very bad at counting when I dance. I don't do it, and I never really have. But it's not good. You should count when you dance to help stay on tempo. If you're like me, using metronome can really help you master counting while dancing. You can count with the metronome because a metronome doesn't lie. So I'm going to show you an exercise you can do with the metronome to practice counting and staying on time. So this is what it looks like. So what you're doing is a toe, and then it goes heel, heel, heel. And then it's like the beginning of a paradiddle. You do heel, brush back. So it goes, and then you do a heel on your right, and then you repeat on the left side. So you go toe, heel, 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 heel dig, brush back, heel, and then you repeat on the right. So you just keep repeating that on both sides. So one more time, this is what it looks like on the right. And then on the left. And then all together, it looks like this. And then let's use a metronome. And once you can do it with the metronome, you should practice saying it out loud, the count. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then as you get better, you can speed up the tempo on your metronome and continue to practice counting out loud. So now I'm just going to teach a little combination. Okay, so I literally just made it up because I didn't plan before this what I was going to do. We're going to take a step from that exercise. So we're going to go toe, heel, 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 dig, brush back, toe, heel, 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 dig, brush back, toe. So it's on the right side, on the left side, and then it ends with the toe. So when you speed it up, it'll sound like. And then we're gonna jump forward, landing on both feet to prep for a double pullback. So all together. So we're gonna do 2 double pullbacks, starting with a jump forward for both. Then we're gonna stamp on our right foot and then our left foot. So all together, it sounds like. And then we're going to do 3 paradiddles, and then a stamp on your left. So slowly, this is what the combination looks like. And then sped up. That's all I have for this video. If you want me to make another video like this, or if there's other steps you want me to teach you, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.